Chloe, I need you to forget every other story I've told you. This one is different. This isn't just a crime story. It's a national nightmare that actually happened in Korea back in 1994. It's so brutal that I have to give you a content warning, so brace yourself. The name of this nightmare was the Jijeonpa. To really get the vibe of this story, you have to first imagine their hell on earth, a place they called the Avangang. From the outside, it was just a normal-looking two-story house in the quiet countryside, painted a cheerful pink. The neighbors praised them, such dutiful sons, building a home for their mother. But that was all a performance. The house's true face was in its basement. In a hushed voice, imagine walking down into the cold, damp air, the smell of wet concrete, and something metallic, a windowless cellar. There was a crude jail cell with chains hanging from the wall, a makeshift operating table, and in the corner, the thing they were most proud of, a giant custom-built incinerator for disposing of bodies. They built this murder factory themselves, with money they earned from a year of hard labor, all while lying to everyone around them. The master of this hell was a man named Kang Min-chul. He wasn't just an angry guy. He was a cold, charismatic prophet of hate. Picture him in a grimy, dimly lit room speaking to a small group of lost, angry young men. "Look at this world," he'd say, his voice low but filled with venom. "The rich look at us like we're insects. God won't judge them, so we will." He preyed on their resentment, and one by one they became his followers, 8 of them in total. And then they began their practice. In a hushed voice, for their first kill, they kidnapped a random 20-year-old woman. They brought her to the hideout, and Kang Min-chul gathered the others. In a chilling voice, he told them, "Watch closely," he told them. "This is how you kill someone. No hesitation. Hesitation is weakness." He murdered her in front of them as a lesson. But the most chilling part was how they handled betrayal. The youngest member, a kid named Song Ji-hoon, couldn't take the horror. He was plagued by nightmares. He stole some money and ran. Kang Min-chul's rage was absolute. He found him and called him, his voice like honey. "Ji-hoon, it's okay. We forgive you. Come back. Let's have a party. We'll eat some pork stew like old times." The kid believed him. He came back. They took him to the mountains for the party, and as he looked at them, relieved, the leader's face went cold. "You know our rule about traitors." And then they all took part in killing him, their own friend. Disgusted. That night, after burning his body, they sat around a fire, eating pork stew and laughing. Now let's talk about the hero of the story, Yoo Se-ra. She's the only person who ever walked out of that hell alive. She was a normal 20-something working at a cafe. She was kidnapped along with her musician boyfriend during a drive. In that basement, she was forced to listen to the sounds of him being murdered in the next room. She thought to herself, "I'm next. This is how I die." But then a bizarre thing happened. One of the killers, the action leader, Han Tae-soo, developed a twisted obsession with her. He'd stop the others from killing her, saying, "No, she's mine to handle." He'd bring her food and whisper his justifications. "You're different. You could understand us. We're not the monsters. Society is." Like a total psychopath trying to justify his actions. Yoo Se-ra knew she had to play along to survive. She thought to herself, "I can't show fear, I can't show disgust. I just have to be a ghost until I find a way out." Her one and only chance came unexpectedly. Han Tae-soo injured his hand playing with dynamite and had to go to a nearby clinic, and he decided to take her with him. In the waiting room, he handed her his wallet and his expensive cell phone. He said, "You hold this, I'll be right back." and he walked into the doctor's office. That was the moment. Her heart was pounding out of her chest. Her mind was screaming, is this a test? If I run, will he hunt me down? But if I stay, I'm already dead. She stood up, her legs shaking, and walked, not ran, out of the clinic. Every footstep was thunder. She got a taxi but was so terrified the driver might be one of them that she jumped out in the middle of nowhere. She remembers stumbling on the dark road, the sharp pain in her ankle, but the adrenaline just pushed her forward. She hid for hours in a cold, damp greenhouse, smelling the dirt, listening to her own ragged breathing, until she could finally get help. Her testimony blew the case wide open. The Seoul detectives, led by a veteran named Inspector Go, couldn't believe her story at first. I can just imagine their strategy meeting. In a tense whisper, "Okay, listen up," Inspector Go would say, pointing at a crude map of the hideout drawn by Yusewara. "They have dynamite. They have nothing to lose. Team A, you breach from the front. Team B, you surround the back. We go in fast and hard. No mistakes." The raid was swift. It was a tense standoff, but they eventually stormed the pink house and captured the remaining members in their hellish basement. But the true horror, Chloe, was when they were caught, when they stood in front of the TV cameras. Angry. They weren't sorry. They were smirking. They were proud. The leader, Kang Min-chul, yelled at the reporters, "Those rich kids in Apujang showing off in their fancy cars. My only regret is that I couldn't kill every last one of them." And another, when asked if he practiced cannibalism, looked right at the camera and said with a chilling calmness, "Yes, it was delicious. I did it to abandon my humanity." They were performing, cementing their legacy as monsters. In the end, they were all executed, but the nightmare they created and the courage of the one woman who survived it left a scar on the country that never truly healed.